and welcome to Temple Street. I'm Brianna Pitts.
I'm Jeff McHugh.
And I'm Mason Marino.
Today, we'll learn about breast cancer awareness, an innovative new exercise method, and ask people if smoking should be banned in the Boston Common.
We'll also discuss sustainability at Suffolk and speak with Dr. Doris Lewis about healthy eating on a budget.
And as always, we'll end with Critic's Corner, where I'll share my take on the hazards of going green.
Hazards, huh? Can't wait to hear that. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and this year, Suffolk University celebrated 10 years of awareness campaigns in supporting women's health. Temple Street reporters Karina Bolster and Brittany Ulschlager have the story on this decade of pink.
Over the past 10 years, Suffolk University has been an active participant in the global effort to spread awareness of breast cancer. 1 in 8 women will experience breast cancer this year, and an estimated 40,000 will lose their battle to this disease. For the past decade, Suffolk has put together pink-themed celebrations. Currently, its 3rd year holding this event in the gym in the Ridgeway building. Suffolk students, faculty, and members of the community join together to celebrate hope, strength, and survival of the people who battle this disease. Professor Noreen Bacigalupo initiated the first awareness activities 10 years ago after she herself battled this cancer. However, the idea of raising awareness was always a mission of hers. After losing her sister Barbara to breast cancer 25 years ago, Bacigalupo was determined to preserve her memory.
All these years I've been looking for a way to carry out what she wanted to do. And here I am teaching at Suffolk. I was a student at Suffolk, so Suffolk was a big part of our life for both of us. And it just came to me, well, I could do something at Suffolk.
For this year's special celebration, the event was required to top all others. Flyers were distributed around campus to try and boost student and faculty involvement, and a unique ribbon design was created on shocking pink t-shirts to mark this noteworthy event. Everything from t-shirts to footballs, pamphlets, hats, and wristbands were distributed to those who attended this event. Most noteworthy this year, however, was the Sweets and Treats Buffet. The Holiday Inn on Cambridge Street, an annual supporter of this event, donated a total of 600 pink cupcakes, which were served with freshly popped popcorn and pink lemonade to wash it all down. The speakers at the celebration included Dean of Students Ann Coyne, Provost and Acting President Barry Brown, and Athletic Director James Nelson, who has been a longtime active supporter.
You, our students and our student athletes, have been wonderful supporters of this event, and it's so great to see you all here today.
Also in attendance at this event was 3-time breast cancer survivor, author, and Suffolk English professor Carol Dine, who remains committed to helping raise awareness.
10 years is terrific because it shows how long Suffolk has supported this and how long Noreen has worked on this.
The entertainment part of the celebration included a dance routine by Suffolk's hard-hitting hip-hop group Wicked. And for the 3rd time, a human pink ribbon photo was taken. However, this time with a special twist at the end with a football raffle toss. The event concluded with the Pink Tie Award.
Give the tie to 1 or 2 people who have helped, men who have helped the cause. We've given it to Coach Nelson, some people from the Holiday Inn who have supported the event.
This year's recipient was Sports Information Director Anthony Del Preti, who not only won the pink tie, but also a special surprise from his colleagues.
It's a nice honor. It's a great cause to be associated with that Suffolk's been running for the past 10 years. And it's a real nice honor to be associated with something like this. Really? Really?
Reporting for Temple Street, this is Karina Bolster.
According to the Avon Foundation, an overwhelming 97% of women diagnosed with breast cancer will survive if detected early enough. Suffolk is just one of the many universities around the country helping to spread awareness.
How about that cupcake to the face, huh? Jeez.
He never saw it coming, that's for sure. Well, speaking of cupcakes, if you've been eating too many lately, you may want to check out a unique form of exercise being offered in the Boston area. Morgan Wheatman and I visited the gym to learn about the new, more holistic approach to fitness.
At first glance, Life in Synergy appears to be your average workout studio. A closer look, however, reveals an innovative philosophy that manifests in both a unique exercise program and a green building. Owned by fitness entrepreneur Helena Collins, Life in Synergy is the only gym that offers the multi-award-winning Synergistics Fitness Method, or SFM class. Collins says she developed SFM because she knew there had to be a better and smarter way to fit exercise into people's stressful lives.
I started in this mission that I wanted to be able to have a peaceful mind, but I didn't want to spend 20 hours meditating. I wanted to have a graceful body, but I didn't want to have to join Cirque du Soleil to get a good workout. So I'm kind of a geek. So I kind of took it all in, studied things all over the world for years, and then developed this brand, this Life in Synergy, to give people exactly what I wanted in an easy to understand package.
Collins says that what makes SFM so successful is its focus on a mind and body connection.
The problem with fitness in general, regardless of what brand of fitness it is that you're just, not to kill their brand, but just doing it. And then you're just working from your subconscious mind. So then your conscious mind isn't present in the exercise. So really what I'm trying to teach is conscious exercise. You don't have to learn how to do the flicky-flocky new trendy exercise. What we're trying to do is connect your brain to your muscles and teach your brain how to talk to your muscles, how to communicate efficiently with your body.
Corey Lee Williams has been attending classes at Life in Synergy for 3 months now and says she has been inspired to work out for the first time in her life.
Before I ever came here, I had never been to the gym before, to be honest. I'm not a runner, I've never played sports. It's just never been my thing, and I came here with a friend, and I've just been hooked ever since. It's not really like working out.
Creating your Life in Synergy is about you. And so we have no salespeople here, no memberships, and it's really about you finding your journey. So people come in just do class, people come in just learn online, people go down for personal training to either work one-on-one consistently with someone or as a tutoring. All these different options help you to find your journey, your Life in Synergy, so that you can accomplish best for you.
SFM also takes a unique business approach, waiving membership fees and also allowing people to pay as they go at $15 per class. Jamie Morocco not only takes classes at Life in Synergy, but teaches 5 of them herself. In college, she experienced an injury that should have left her unable to exercise, but with the help of Collins, Morocco said she was up and running in no time.
I had personal training sessions with Melina and took her classes, and literally after like months of not being able to walk properly, I was back to being able to run. Like, it was amazing.
Jamie says Life in Synergy not only changed her life physically, but mentally.
For once in my life, this place like brought me balance. Literally, I like walk, eat pizza, and like teach a few classes. Like, that's how we are here, and I think that's what makes us so different and special, is that every member of the Bod Squad, Lena herself, we've all had like some type of whatever with our bodies where we're like, I don't feel comfortable, and I think that makes it real for people. We want to bring you the same peace that this place brought us. When I work with a woman and I free her mind from disliking anything about her body, that leaves her open to accomplish so much, because women spend so much time every day thinking about what to eat, what not to eat, what they don't like, how their jeans look, and here I'm able to let them let go of that and love themselves. That enables them to go out and rule the world. So women are going to change the world. We're going to start at one hot booty at a time.
Life in Synergy is located at 867 Boylston Street. For more information, you can go to lifeinsynergy.com.
Last spring, Suffolk University was named one of the nation's most environmentally friendly colleges for the 2nd year in a row. Getting ready for this year's review, Suffolk continues to prove its dedication to going green. Melanie Blethen and Mason Marino have the story.
In 1914, this building was the most elaborate and costly theater in New England. This fall, the Modern Theater reopened its doors to the students of Suffolk University, completely renovated and transformed into one of Boston's most eco-friendly residence halls. The Modern recently earned a silver rating from the U.S. Green Building Council for its leadership in energy and environmental design. Today, the Modern is a symbol of Suffolk University's progress and dedication to going green. Just 5 years ago, Suffolk had not yet started recycling in its residence halls until former Suffolk graduate student Erica Madison became the university's first sustainability coordinator. Since the establishment of Suffolk's sustainability program, the school now recycles more than 40% of their waste stream, and for the first time, Suffolk offers recycling in all of the buildings that it owns. Sophomore Miller Hall resident Alicia Aldrich appreciates her dorm's green efforts.
They have recycling bins everywhere, so that just makes it really easy to recycle all the time. I recycle pretty much every day, And they also have mixed recycling, which I think makes it a lot easier because I can throw paper and plastics and cans all into one thing instead of having to worry about separating them.
But Suffolk's sustainability program is about more than just recycling. Over the last year, even the university's dining halls have made the switch to a more environmentally responsible menu.
Sodexo is now carrying more and more vegetarian foods, vegan foods, locally and regionally grown foods, and really, just a great variety of foods available to the diners.
And when students are done with their meal, they are now able to dispose of any leftovers in a composting bin.
I do like the compost. I didn't have a compost at home. I think that's very useful.
Signs posted on campus also encourage students to be conscious of the energy and water they consume. But exposure begins right at orientation. Graduate assistants like Michael Zay encourage the students.
Maybe increasing signage throughout a building, letting them know, where they can recycle, how they can improve their electricity, water usage, etc.
And while the school prioritizes things like Boston biking programs, in the end, Madison says it's all to benefit the university's students.
We're an educational institution, and so we want to prepare people to go out and fulfill positions and serve as leaders and be informed, responsible citizens. And so if they get exposed to sustainability concepts and practices while they're at Suffolk, they will be better prepared.
For Temple Street, I'm Melanie Blethyn.
When I started here at Suffolk, we didn't have composting in any of the cafes or even when I lived in the dorms, but it's really nice to see that students now have that opportunity.
Exactly, and Suffolk's made it so easy for students to participate by putting compost stations in almost every building on campus.
Is banning cigarette smoking in the Common a good idea, or is it going to blow back up in Boston's face? Suffolk reporters Chloe Newland and Ryan O'Connor hit the streets to see what people think about smoking outdoors.
What do you personally feel about Boston trying to ban smoking in the Common?
I think it's a great idea. We don't need to encourage smoking in any way. Smoke privately in your home or elsewhere. You don't need to be here common space smoking. Let's all enjoy the clean air.
Make the Common that unfriendly a place is a mistake. And it's so big, who's going to enforce it? Are we going to arrest people? And I just think there are more important initiatives to pursue than that.
I'm a pipe smoker, so I believe that, tobacco founded this country, so any attempt to ban smoking is just wrong.
It's a lousy idea.
Any reason why?
Yeah, I think that smoke dissipates into the atmosphere just fine, and people aren't hurt. It's a lovely place, and I think people should do what they want with their lungs.
I think that's ridiculous because you can go to a bench where nobody smokes. And I don't want that people get told everything.
I actually think it's a great idea because I am not a fan of smoking. I think people should be able to do what they want to do, but it is offensive to other people.
Well, I just don't like cigarette butts around, and I just don't like the smell of smoke.
I think it's ridiculous that they're going to try to get that to stop, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I can live without it.
Right.
I don't like to be around people who smoke necessarily. Though I understand people who smoke, it's an addiction. Probably it's just something that they can't get rid of. Everybody has their own vices, I suppose. But if more people can do without it, I'd say, more power to them. I would rather ban it altogether.
So what do you feel about Boston trying to prevent cigarette smoking in the Common?
With the health hazards from smoking, I think I'm all for it. I think they shouldn't be allowed to smoke in these type of areas where there's a lot of people walking around.
In the end, you either got to make the product completely illegal, or you've got to enable people to have it places, and you can't sort of do these in-between things.
Now, Boston is known for having some of the strictest anti-smoking laws in the nation, so I'm curious to see if this law passes and how it will be enforced.
Personally, I'm not a smoker, but I really don't see the problem with smoking outside, away from everybody.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after a short break with our interview in Critic's Corner.
The magical thing about using energy wisely is that anyone can do it. Turn off lights. Use energy-saving light bulbs. And turn off computers and game systems when not in use. Make a change and we can really fly. Grab a grown-up and go online to energy.gov/kids.
Let me drive. I'm not buzzed.
No, I only had a few. It's my car.
I told you to slow down.
My dad is gonna kill me.
You been drinking? I smell alcohol. Step out of the car, please. You're under arrest for operating under the influence.
Blow a steady, constant breath.
If you're under 21 and get caught with a trace of alcohol in your blood, you risk being arrested, fined, and losing your license for 6 months to a year. A little can cost you a lot.
Temple Street's Kayla Vesey sat down with Suffolk chemistry professor Dr. Doris Lewis to discuss healthy eating that benefits you and the planet.
Dr. Lewis, thank you for joining me here today. So you teach a course called Food Sustainability, and it's for a healthy planet, but a healthy body as well. So what exactly do you expect your students to learn from taking this course?
This course is a freshman seminar, and it's a wonderful introduction, not just to food, but to critical thinking. We're all in the same boat. We have to figure out what to eat, and in a very difficult environment. And there are lots of negative information bits that people are getting all the time. And it's getting to be more and more scary to eat food. But what we find as we look at food is that the food that tastes the best, the food that's good for you, is the food that's good for the planet. So there's good news in this course. The more we learn about the good food for our bodies and the good food for our planets, we learn that it's all good food, that it's more accessible than we might have thought. And so it's a wonderful introduction, not only for students who are learning critical thinking as freshmen in college, but who have to address a lot of life issues at the same time. So it all goes together in really a wonderful way.
In today's society, it seems like primarily children, they don't even know where their food comes from. They don't know the origin. They think that it's packaged, and that's completely normal.
Yes.
And going into a grocery store, the fact that tomatoes are all the same size, which is just strange, they don't even understand that. So how do you better educate yourself about the food you're eating?
Me or my students or people in general?
Both, people in general.
How do we do it? There's a lot more available now than there used to be. But I would say that in all this maze of information that's available, I would say, and you can now do this more than ever before, do what we do in my course and go right to the farmers. And there are now farmers markets everywhere. And you can get to know the farmers, so that when we went the first week to the farmers market and the students each had to choose an apple, and they said, how do I know what apple to get? Which one is sweet? Which one is the one I want? I said, talk to the farmers. You know, they'll know. And the farmers will go on and tell you which is the sweetest, which is the crispest, which is to cook.
People have a lot of arguments against healthy eating, or excuses, I should say. They say that it doesn't fill you up as much as something sugary or fattening, and also I think the main argument is that it's too costly. So how would you argue against those points?
Well, first, on what's satisfying. The food that's at fast food environments has a certain mix of sweet and fat. So a food like a hamburger bun that you wouldn't think of as sweet will have sweet in it. And food that's a fruit product that you may think is an apple crisp or something will have a lot of fat. And so some research was done about a year or so ago in which people found out in research laboratories that there's a certain mixture of fat and sugar that hits the same brain centers as cocaine. So it's maybe satisfying, like a drug hit is satisfying, but then again in the same way, you're not really satisfied, you're left wanting more. And again, sure enough, this wasn't really new research. The food companies had done this research already and found out just what it is about the fast foods that will make you desire it, but make you desire more and more.
So how do students living in dorms maintain a healthy lifestyle?
You know, the cafeteria is not bad, and it's getting better and better. You know, the sushi, I was there today actually, I just came over from the new cafe on 73 Tremont. The salad bar is there, good options at the salad bar. So actually you can do quite well at Suffolk University. And at Suffolk and at all school cafeterias, as everywhere, you're voting every time you eat. And if you choose the pizza every time and let the salad bar go sitting, then you're voting for what you want, and there will be more pizza and less salad, just because they have to cook what people want. They can't run out of what people are asking for. So you can do pretty well from the caf. And on Mondays and Wednesdays, the farmers market is very close to go down, and you know, not just fruits and vegetables. The first day we went, it was a little disappointing to me. I let people pick whatever they wanted. It was hot, and everybody got ice cream. I thought, okay, you know. But then we looked at what the ice cream was, and people were writing about, this is a writing assignment. And I get wonderful writing assignments out of the farmers market because people talk about their experience, about the aroma and the look of the strawberry ice cream. And it wasn't as red as the strawberry ice cream that they were used to from the supermarket. But on the other hand, there were actual strawberries in it, you know. And someone got mint chocolate chip. And there were actual pieces of mint, you know, a never before heard of experience. So actually, again, if you seek out the farmers market on Mondays and Wednesdays through November, there's a little supplement, a little excitement, and you'll see things there that you might not have expected to see.
You have plans to launch a blog online?
Yes, yes.
Share with us a little bit about that. Will you be posting recipes, photos?
Yes, yes. Well, it's already up, and you can Google me. I'm the first hit at Doris Lewis Good Chemistry, DORISLEWIS Good Chemistry. And I have a free open source text, Good Chemistry. Good Chemistry 1 and Good Chemistry 2 are up there, and they're used in my courses, but they're all used in other courses. I was just having lunch with Sushil Bhatia of the business course, and he told me about his new course in biotechnology, and he said, Doris, I'm using your book in that. So that is there. There are some nifty experiments, and actually I was in a TV studio a couple of years ago, and my students did some nice experiments, and those are up. And what's really sadly languishing is my food blog. So what I want to do is to get more and more recipes up. My iPhone is full of pictures of great food that I've done, and so I want to get those up.
Well, if you post those, I will certainly be looking for your recipes because the food that you cooked in class was delicious.
Great, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me today. It was wonderful to talk to you.
It was my pleasure.
Let's send it back to our host in the studio.
Dr. Lewis has so many great tips for healthy eating, and the food looks so good. I cannot wait to check out her blog.
And now we go to Mason Marino and his take on the whole going green movement that's storming the country. Mason?
Thanks, Jeff. While the recent trend among the educated and earthy is to go green, I personally think it's a liberal attempt to make us all broke and eat more fiber. Eating green, living green, recycling. Please, I'm turning green just thinking about it, except with nausea, not envy. But my unease is not unwarranted. I truly looked into becoming environmentally aware, and I have several problems with the concept. First, it is just too darn expensive to be green. Let's face it, shopping at Whole Foods costs an arm and a leg. Only the top 1% can shop at Whole Foods without having to sign over their life savings to get a jug of milk. Whole Foods should change their name to Whole Paycheck or Whole Salaries, just so people know what they're getting themselves into before they walk into the store. Maybe they should take their zip cars over to a market basket and buy bread for 99 cents like the rest of us in the 99%. And the second thing I don't understand about eating healthy and environmentally is, with all due respect, the terrible taste. From tofu to turkey to tofurkey. Yes, I'm not making this up. Some people actually have this plastic tasting thing for Thanksgiving. It all tastes terrible. I personally love digging my teeth into a nice, juicy steak without wondering about all the terrible things that happened to the animal before it arrived on my plate. And it isn't like the green people are not trying to be persuasive to get you into changing your way of life. Adding things like solar panels to your house will send your bills through the roof. Sure, there's a tax incentive to do this, but is it really worth it? What happens if it rains for a week straight without the sun coming out? A week ago, I lost power in my house for a few days, and without electricity, I felt like I was in the dark ages. On second thought, if I had solar panels, I could have taken a hot shower. Oh well. Mass media has been an integral part in the way society thinks. There are so many ad campaigns from fast food chains to environmental groups that it almost feels like a war of foods. On one hand, you have McDonald's, trying their hardest to provide food that is downright terrible for you, but at an affordable cost, versus the health companies that are trying to brainwash everyone into spending more money to be healthier. Sorry for using the poor college kid excuse, but it's true. I'm a poor college kid. I can only afford to shop and eat at the cheapest places in the cities, but I'm not alone, and that's beside the point. The America I was raised in taught me I can do whatever I dream of. Well, in my dream, I'm grilling up burgers and hot dogs on my charcoal grill while I sit back and watch football on my giant HD TV. I don't want to be worried that the light bulbs in my ceiling are using too much energy or my car is putting toxic chemicals in the air. I just want to live my life the way I want to. I don't want to be forced to eat something that tastes like plastic so that I can be healthier. If I could be Adam Altman from the Man vs. Food show, I would take that job in a heartbeat, as long as there was a clause in my contract that said I would have a beating heart by the end of my short-lived career. But hey, maybe you are someone that frequently shops at Whole Foods and somehow find the prices reasonable. As for me, you can find me in the aisle 5 of Market Basket looking for the cheapest and largest quantity of ramen noodles my $8.50 an hour will pay for. I have at least a few more months where I can milk the poor college kid line, but I still have a feeling I'll be frequenting the halls of Market Basket for a long time. Maybe one day I'll be rich enough to be environmentally smart. Hopefully my heart will still be beating.
Well, Mason, I think that most of us college students can agree with you when you say that shopping at organic supermarkets is just too expensive.
And Mason, we'll have to discuss this whole going green movement later this week over a Big Mac and a large pink cupcake for dessert.
I like that. Oh, what is that?
This is awesome. It's actually really good.
Good?
Thank you. You want some?
Yeah, actually. Can I have some?
Oh,
Wait, I'm quoting you. Wait, let me see.
oh, wow. How about that? Cupcakes for everyone.
Thank you from Temple Street. I'm Jeff McHugh.
I'm Brianna Pitts.
And I'm Mason Marino. See you next time.
Nice. You managed to miss everything, too.
Want some more?
Yeah,
I
definitely.
didn't want to get your suit.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
That was really good.